First question, guys. When you started following your dreams/visions, were you fearful of failing? What kept you pushing forward through it, especially when/if times got hard?
No.
Okay. So were you fearful of
no,
failing?
I never was fearful.
Yeah.
Honestly, I never doubted myself when it came to Norse or anything else. With that being said, I've been having some sort of business since I was in middle school. You know, I started a production company and started booking shows, like hardcore shows and stuff when I was 14. And then I had bands and stuff, which was kind of a business, you know, because I booked tours and stuff with that. And yeah, I've always had some type of side hustle, but I was so confident with what I was doing with Norse. And plus Norse started off kind of small and we gradually built up from there. You know, like doing this podcast was never an idea for Norse. So I think that might have helped. But no, I don't think I've never been fearful of doing it. Even when I opened up the gym, it was kind of like, this is going to fucking work. There's no ifs or buts about it.
Right.
And that wasn't me bullshitting myself. It was just a natural reaction because I believed in what I was going to do with it. How about you? Because you've had some side hustles. Well, you have a big hustle now.
Well, yeah. I mean,
like when you started TNS, were you fearful?
No. Like I had so much faith that it's gonna work. You know, like you just have so much faith in the like the process of success, and you see so many people do it that I was never fearful of failing, but at the same time, I think yes, I was fearful of failing, like of actually like messing up and like ruining TNS. But it wasn't that I was actually fearful of us like going out of business. It was more so that fear is what kept me pushing itself. You know, like I'm like, okay, well, if I don't get up and work my ass off and go make connections and market and do all this, then, you know, I'm not going to achieve that.
Yeah, I would say I have that. Yeah. The fear of not doing enough.
Right.
I definitely had that fear, and that's what keeps me going.
Yeah.
You know, that's because I was actually talking to someone earlier and they said, I really admire your work ethic. I'm like, thank you, but I don't think I do enough.
Right.
And that's every day. You know, I always kind of beat myself up, like, man, you should have done more today.
Same.
But, and I think, you know, that's okay. Yeah. It's fine.
But I think like when I started, and I'm in the same camp as you, like it was just so much belief in what I'm doing and so much like just relentless desire to achieve success. Yeah. But like that, I guess the fear of not doing enough or failing is what has moved me forward and keeps pushing me forward.
Yeah, it's a driving force. Yeah. For sure. I would say there have been times where I'd make a decision, like even making these podcast episodes, it kind of goes through my head. It's like, fuck, I hope putting myself out there doesn't ruin Norse. You know, that's more, it's not that I don't have confidence in the brand. It's kind of a self-confidence with myself, the lack of confidence in myself. But you have to do it because once again, of that vision, it's like, well, I think this will move it forward. So I kind of have to get out of my own way and just do it regardless and see what happens. Yep. I would say anything with Norse hasn't been scary because, you know, if it's a new t-shirt idea, I don't have to put as much into it. It's like, well, I'm not sure how this is going to do, so maybe I'll just do 100 of them instead of 200 or something like that. Now with the gym, it was kind of like, well, I have to grow this gym, and it was a completely different world, and I had no idea how to run a gym. I had no idea how to start a gym. I just kind of went in and did it. But what you said, I had to hustle, you know, and I get excited about that. Like my mom's like, woo, let's fucking go. Like I just, you know, whenever that, not necessarily fear or just that maybe that self-doubt starts running, like, are you going to do this? Immediately I have this other voice in my head that just goes, fuck yeah, we're going to do this. Let's fucking go now. Let's work. Right. And then I get fired up. Yeah. And that, I love that. Without that, I become a miserable person. Like I have to have challenges, especially with business, or else I just get bored and I just get fucking miserable, man. I get depressed if I'm not like kind of putting myself out there where failure might be an option. It fucks me up. Yeah. Typically fear of failure is what prevents people from getting started in the first place. But once you've already surpassed that, like once you're started, that work turns into belief of what you're trying to achieve. Yeah. So, I mean, I think, you know, the question's kind of asked like when you started following your dreams and visions, were you fearful of failing? No, because we've already started at that point. But like sitting around and thinking about following your dreams and chasing those. And like, I think that's the difference as well. Neither of us sat around waiting for the right opportunity. No, yeah. We both just jumped straight into it. Now, if we would sit around and procrastinate and be like, well, I don't know, should I do this? Should I not do this? You're going to talk yourself out of it. And honestly, you're going to fucking fail if you just sit around waiting for the right opportunity to present itself. Yeah. the reason neither of us had fear of failing is because we never allowed it to take time to happen.
Right.
We just jumped straight into it, and whatever the fuck happens.
Yep.
So if you're thinking about starting a business or anything for that matter, don't think about it. Because if you think about it, you're going to fuck yourself up.
Right.
Just jump straight into it and see what happens, because you will work through it.
Yep.
And as far as new endeavors and stuff, I mean, I'm at a point in my life now where I don't have any fucking doubt that I can't accomplish something. But it wasn't always that way. It took years of getting to that point, and business allowed me to do that. And the more things that I accomplished, the more of like resilience I built up. And you can probably say the same. I mean, you're opening up the second store for TNS.
Yeah.
You're not nearly, you probably don't have any doubt about that.
No.
And maybe this.
I fear more losing like my fear hasn't been the second store. It's always been losing the integrity of the first store because I'm focused on something else.
And the worries that you had with that first store, you don't have with the second one.
No, because we already know how to do that.
Right. Exactly. And that's it. You build a tolerance to things that used to stress me out about Norse. I don't give a fuck about anymore. Say, I remember the first time I placed an order for $1,000 worth of merchandise. Fucked me up, man. I was still living in my dad's house. Like, I put every last dime into this. I'm like, what if it doesn't sell? And now we place orders for 20, 30, 40,000. I don't give a fuck because I know that's going to work out. But yeah, so you really just have to get started on it and just go through the motions.
That's right.
And when you fuck up, just regroup real quick. And then over time, the fear it goes away, and you start to realize that you can literally accomplish anything you fucking want to.
You're exactly right.
Yeah.
I was the same way. I mean, I remember, and same situation, dude. I remember opening the store and companies would require, you have to make a 12 tub minimum purchase.
How am I going to sell 12 fucking tubs?
And see, like here I was, I'm like, well, can I not just get 3 or 4, like each flavor? And then now we're buying, 50, 60, 70 tubs, the same thing at one time. It's like, it compiles and that work becomes belief. So
let's talk about abundance mindset.
Oh yeah. We were just talking about that.
We were, but this plays into that. When you have an abundance mindset where you can literally accomplish anything you fucking want to, that's how you accomplish those things. That's how those things manifest.
Yep.
When you sit there and you go, well, I don't know, and you fucking penny pinch and shit like that, you're going to live a life of just mediocrity. But when you have an abundance mindset, you can accomplish absolutely anything. But it's because your brain is like, why the fuck can't I? Like, there's so much of it. And that's the truth. There's an abundance of everything in this world.
There's so much opportunity out there to like receive whatever you put into the universe. I mean, the same thing.
You have to put it out there though.
We were talking about buying something before this cast, and like I don't fear buying things because I know there's so much opportunity and potential to make that money and make that impact.
Well, once again, it makes you work harder.
Exactly. Puts my ass to the fire. So
you kind of need those every once in a while.
Oh, of course.
I definitely fucking need them.
Yeah, I get too comfortable, with a certain like level of cushion.
I just get bored with it, man.
Yeah, same.
I can't stand boredom. It drives me fucking crazy.
I'd rather take a step back, just to slingshot 3 or 4 steps forward,
Yeah, absolutely.
But anyway,
have an abundance mindset and just jump into things, guys. Don't be fearful. Don't allow fear to stay in your way. I know that sounds cliche, but it's the fucking truth.
That's right.
Tell fear to get fucked and just jump into it and work it out.
That's right.
Because I promise you, you can work it out if you believe in it enough.
Well, will you ever cross the finish line if you don't take a first step?
And fuck the finish line. There is no finish line.
Well, I know. I'm just saying, for reference. Yeah, you're right.
Absolutely.
That